Hello, everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of Killing Off Jeff's Character. Woohoo! I kid. I don't know if we're going to do that or not. So without further delay, with us tonight, we have Josiah Crandall,
Here.
Squid, Dave Clements, Davey D, and then, of course, my DM mentor, Eric Campagno.
Hi.
Let's see here now. Do we have any merch updates?
No, just go buy our stuff because we're poor and we want to spend money doing cool things together as a group.
Agreed.
That's it. PlayingGamesWithStrangers.com/shop.
Squid, do we have any Patreon updates?
Coming soon to a Patreon near you, we have a mini campaign based in Call of Cthulhu. It's at the World Fair in Chicago. It's going to be super exciting, and if you want to listen to it, head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/playinggameswithstrangers. That'll probably be up end of July-ish, I'm guessing.
Hopefully. Also, with that mini arc that is coming in the Patreon, we are starting something new that we are branding as Different Games with Strangers. We were hoping to be fairly consistent with our Patreon exclusive programming to make sure that you guys are getting the most bang for your buck.
We have a mech game
where Squid is going to be running. Dave will probably run a game here and there, and I'll twist Eric's arm once or twice to make him crank something out. So, and of course, Josiah. Something for you patrons to look forward to. I think that's all of it. Josiah, go ahead and fulfill your purpose.
Play the music, please. I didn't have anything creative.
Uno,
Ni, trois.
Alba.
Playing games with strangers, you know there's no danger. So come on in, we're all friends. Playing games with strangers. I'm 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 playing games with strangers.
All right, Squid, give us some recap.
Okay, so last session was very interesting, and by very interesting, I mean there was a lot of walking and a lot of talking. It started with Aileen walking through Northern Towerfall and then just being released by the guards. She briefly saw Tilda and Orlin. She ran into Wilder. No, she ran into Pooh first. And then they walked some more, and then they saw Bastille, and we realized that he has a very questionable level of emotional processing and doesn't know how to do sadness, which is concerning, but we'll sort it out later. I say that far too much these days, but it's on the list. So they continue to walk, and then they run into Wilder, and then they walk some more when they get back to the palace, and then they talk about why they can't stay together. So then Aileen and Pooh went to walk some more and then sit in the middle of town while Felix/Wilder/whoever he is went back to the Thieves Guild to see if he could find out if Felix was real. He was! Exciting. So then the rest of us, we all meet up for real. We run into Aileen and Pooh, and we continue to walk to Northern Towerfall. Felix, back at the guild hall, just continues to collect information about himself and his daughter and his wife. I introduced some of the party to one of my siblings, where we didn't at all butt heads, ever, with anyone. And I definitely have no questionable family dynamics in play. Stumblefoot went shopping, and he ran into Wilder again, and despite the fact that Wilder really sounded like he wanted to come see the party, Stumblefoot didn't bring him back. And then he brought back groceries, and we had food, and everyone went to sleep. I don't know if Wilder did. I wasn't there. But he had a potion, I guess. It's called a crunchy potion, in which he decided to do it in the middle of a park, and then had visions about himself, kind of, and learned about who he was and wasn't, and how he's a bunch of people all at once. Someone named Fenric was involved, and someone named Rourke Hardblood, which is an amazing name. Wow, want to meet him. Leona has his daughter. Maybe, if she's not dead, we hope for the best. His wife is dead, unfortunate. But he finally figured out which of his thoughts were real, which was all of his thoughts. So we'll have to figure out what to call him soon. We cast a message to Ashlyn to see if she was okay. She wasn't. And then we met up in Lenny's with Wilder, in which I got the YouTube back to see if I could find Ashlyn and confirm that she was okay, and she still wasn't. And then we all decided, except for me, that the best thing to do was to kill Orbog. Yeah.
Callum.
Oh.
I'm glad I had the right video screen up when I said that.
Yeah.
You are moving along with your new gnomish companion.
Hey, what was your name again?
I wish you would have told me you were going to ask. You would ask that because I have to go back and look for it.
Boy, I wish you would have told me that I was going to be Callum today.
You can call me David.
Right. Nice to officially meet you, David, I guess.
All right. So, wait, do you see that up there?
And he points forward. And as you look forward, you see the lower half of a hoofed humanoid on a pike.
Do I recognize what this beast is?
Yes, I would say you would. As you walk further down and you see a 23-foot string of a digestive tract going to another pike, you see on that other end the top half of Damien Mephistopheles, who you are very familiar with.
Damien, you know, that was a person. That was the goat man, wasn't it?
He was not a goat man. That's just what you guys assumed because of the footprints going through.
Yeah, he was the goat man.
No,
yeah,
he was a tiefling.
You're right. Yeah, I do see that. That's not where I left him.
What in the heck is this? What's going on here? He's
he's had better days, it looks like.
I could like literally reach up and play him like a banjo.
How high up off the ground is he? Like, would it have been very difficult to make this happen?
Approximately 5 feet off the ground.
Right. I mean, someone could have done that. Is there signs of like what? Now, this is going to be a funny question. Can I tell what killed him? Was it before or after the separation of the body?
Make a medical check.
That'll be an 18.
From the look that he has on his face on the pike he's on, you're pretty certain something had grabbed him and twisted him like a crayfish and pulled him apart. Again, like a crayfish.
Perfect. I'm very familiar with crayfish up in the icy north. Chief import. Can I tell, like, are there signs of what did this? Like marks or claws or teeth? Spittle?
Make an investigation check.
That's a 15.
There's nothing that's super evident as far as what specifically caused it. He doesn't look like he's been like chewed in half like from a wild beast or anything. There's no real perimortem biting or chewing or anything like that. A lot of the stuff you would assume would be post-mortem, like birds.
This seems ritualistic? Question mark?
Make a religion check.
I thought I only had one more question, but I have two. That'll be a 10.
It's not any ritual that you're familiar with.
I cast Spare the Dying. No.
He wakes up and starts screaming.
Hey. No. Finally, do I see any like tracks or anything leading away? Like someone was here doing this?
There's some faint tracks around it. A lot of the tracks that you're seeing have been kind of washed away and moved. It looks like, from what you can tell, this probably took place several days ago, probably before you left Waterdeep. There's one distinct set of tracks there that you see, and then several tracks that look like people dragging their feet around.
Would I assume dragging their feet in a similar way that I've seen bugbears drag their feet around?
Yeah, that would be a good assumption.
I see. Yeah, which way is the distinct set going?
You guys are currently just outside the Mithril Hall. They are heading east towards the Glimmerwood Forest. So it seems like you guys are heading in the same direction.
I have a vague recollection of where the wood is.
Because last time I brought you guys in, you were up in Mirror Bar, just west of Lurkwood.
Mm-hmm.
And now you guys are just outside the Mithril Hall.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, well, maybe if we don't go into that wood would be a good idea, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to meet whatever did this. Or whatever had shambling corpses with it.
Well, I mean, we can backtrack and,
We could just go around, we could just take the road.
well, I mean...
I don't know if you're familiar with roads.
Well, I mean, you got a choice here. We can go north up towards Dark Arrow Keep, or we can go south towards Silvery Moon.
But do you know which way east is? Because that one's still kind of to the east.
They both are. That's what I'm saying. It's just the road splits in two ways here.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go further north unless you plan on making most of the trip in the snow.
I'm just giving you options. I
appreciate it. I apologize, I was a bit rushed. But that's a stupid idea and we shouldn't go north.
All right, then we're going to head on to Silvery Moon.
Great.
So we are going back to Lenny's, and you guys have a decision to make. As Phobog looks at you and says, "So, what are we doing?"
Obviously, there are certain members of the group who are not on board with us making you dead.
Okay.
But there's other members of the group who are for it. But not the real thing. Just the illusion of the thing.
All I'm saying is if it happens and I'm within a minute of you, then it's not a permanent situation.
But I mean, even if you weren't within a minute of me, we still have Tombolg.
Hey, we could be taking it back to Tombolg, but that gets a lot more complicated because then we're having to move a dead carcass, across the city.
That would be hard to hide.
Aye.
I think the question we must ask ourselves in this situation is whether or not this is a primary goal. Does it serve the purpose to which forth we are trying to achieve, etc.
It'll get the people to stop hunting me, so it'll grant us a bit more freedom.
I would still say that there are probably better ways to do it than killing you in the middle of the guild hall. Personally.
Okay. What do you propose, Em?
Well, I believe what we said before was that Stumblefoot could use one of his spells to make it look as though you were dead, or we can just drench something in your blood and bring it to the person, or perhaps do this in a very safe, controlled environment and not surrounded by a bunch of people that are part of the Thieves Guild.
Oh yeah. I like this thinking, Imran. Because you did mention Wilder. Can I call you that, Wilder?
Yeah.
Somebody's backing up. Everybody get out of the way.
Come on through, come on through.
That's part of the wheelchair, sorry.
Oh, sorry. We should probably fix that. Just in case we're trying to sneak up on someone. We don't, Anyway, do you think while there that some cloth, some of Orbog's, like his ceremonial robes, were dipped in some blood and torn up and, a tough character, coming in, throwing it on the table, would that do the trick?
I do think you said it had to be his blood because they check it, but
Right.
it doesn't. Stumblefoot, maybe you know this. Would they be able to tell if it came from a dead body or a live one?
I don't
Blood's
know.
blood, right?
Is there a way that I would know that, John?
Is there a way that I would know if they would know that? I guess is the question.
Hey, you're the one that said this is how they do it, so.
Yeah, I did. And then you asked
There's
that.
a CSI team.
And it's an arcane CSI.
Yo.
CSI NorTow.
Or if we don't know for sure, and we are required to kill him, which is not a sentence that I like to say or I'm very comfortable with, it just seems that it would be better if we did that far away from them.
Or I have an even more brilliant idea.
But your last one
this
was
is gonna
so
be
good.
good.
Well, I mean, this one would not involve killing Orbog. But we could do a little sleight of hand, if you will. A little bit of, there's a big battle going on. We found we're fighting. Oh, he falls over something. Oh, he's dead. We killed him. Here's this. He's gone. Orbog just disappears. Something along those lines.
Seems a little too showy, flashy, maybe.
Yes, but spread the
Whereas-
word broad and wide. I mean, that would do it.
Maybe we shouldn't spread the word through NorTow about that.
Right.
Wilder, is there any kind of trophy or proof of kill other than just something soaked in his blood that they're looking for, like a finger or an ear or...
Belly button,
A tooth?
perhaps.
That's not typically
Dental
how
records?
it's done. And what you bring in needs to be like soaked to prove a mortal wound, not just here's a band-aid that has his blood on it.
I mean, we have all sustained some mortal wounds at times, and we can fix that.
I can fix that, no problem.
So, what if, Orbog, we stab you? Just stab, not kill. We soak part of your robes in your blood, tear it
The robes
off,
You're not using anymore, like the
and then
ceremonial ones.
I take it to the guild hall, and we see if that works. You don't die. Stumblefoot can take care of you.
The guild hall gets off your back. Everyone else gets off Orbog's back.
I just think it should be a good amount of blood so it doesn't look like we did it halfway.
We'd need maybe some kind of ring or necklace that would protect him from scrying, just in case somebody tries to check up on him.
Don't you have some of those still? You got some of those for us at one point. To keep you-know-who from seeing us.
I was working on it, but we never got him.
I think your friend had a spell that did that. Not that I know.
Oh, which friend?
That other one I've heard so much about.
Oh, Callum?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Callum. He's a real...
You know an awful lot about Callum for never meeting him.
I'm very observant.
I think you would have liked him.
I don't know
Yes, Callum.
about that.
Oh, what? You know Basti with the dark edginess?
I do know
sort of thing going
Basti.
on?
Yes, I am familiar.
Yes. Well,
That because that's
Callum.
me. Baby, come here and let me kiss you with my big lips.
No, I don't think, I mean, I'm uncomfortable right now.
So am I.
Let's just dial it back a little bit, Your Highness.
So, Stumblefoot, where are we going to get these rings or whatever?
Well, there's a Sage's portal in town. We could go see if they've got one.
You mean there's like a place we could shop?
Aye, that's where I found your hat, the disguise. Someone had sold it to him. I bought it back.
But I think that was in Southern Tower.
Aye, it's in Southern Towerfall, but there's nothing stopping us from going that way.
We could probably find one here instead of continuing to traipse back and forth and being seen more.
We could try. I don't know the town, so maybe there's a place that Emran's known.
We have magic shops here.
I think I saw one on our way in.
Well, then lead the way. That's what I was insinuating.
First stop, the magic shop.
So we do this. We get a thing that makes it so you can't do what now?
It cannot be scryed on.
So that people
that way,
don't.
if because you cannot scry on someone if they're dead. So if we put
I can't scry on someone that's alive.
right, but just in case they try to verify that he's not just really hurt and actually dead, you kind of look in on them if they're dead. That's one of the limitations of such a thing.
Oh, right. Okay, so we get that, and then we fake kill Orbog, and then Wilder brings the bloody thing to the Thieves Guild, and then we're all good. And then maybe we convince the Thieves Guild to help us? I'm a little sketchy on that part of the plan.
Because we're friends of Wilder.
Right.
Felix.
Right. Basically, we get to claim the reward for Orbog being murdered, assassinated, maybe. And then the guild could help us go up against both. I believe that's what we talked about.
I think what we were getting at before was that if Orbog were dead, even for a short amount of time, then the contract would be fulfilled. And then we could essentially ask the Thieves Guild to help us without it being a conflict of interest rather than trying to deceive them.
This may be an entirely different question, but the Thieves Guild that you're a part of, are most of them orcs? I only ask because you're a human and you were part of it, and generally speaking, the humans are not generally welcome in NorTow, so perhaps they would have other reason to want to side with us.
I mean, it's kind of a hodgepodge.
Love a good hodgepodge.
Not specifically just orcs or anything.
All right, let's do it.
I walk out the door.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're leaving. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you find a magic shop that's called Wizard's Doorway.
It's just like a painted over Sage's portal sign.
It is.
It's covered in black paint. They put new words on top.
They're using the same logo,
Font face
and font face and everything.
This place seems like it's a scam.
Eric knows what I'm
look,
doing.
It says right there, not a scam.
Yeah.
I don't trust this
This
place
is probably-
immediately. There's something fishy about it.
Well, we are near a harbor.
Yeah, oh, look, there's a boat. It's coming through right now. If you do this, they'll honk the horn.
As you do that, you hear
Yes. For those in the listening audience, we pulled the truck horn.
See,
I mean, look at it this way, Stumblefoot. It's very possible we could get things cheaper.
It's very possible you get ripped off too.
Well, I assume that everyone will be very ready to pay attention to if there's lies going on, so we can look.
Let's see here. Do I have Zone of
I
Truth
walk in the
prepared?
door, I open it, and I walk right in.
I follow after.
I hold the door open.
I mean,
Oh, thanks.
here's the thing, Stumby. You know what you're looking for. I don't.
Great, but I cannot
So-
identify it. I know what to ask for.
a bartender. Wait, what do you call people who run a store?
A shopkeeper.
A shopkeeper.
Or maybe a clerk, depending on their position.
Shopkeeper.
Maybe keep it simple,
Has a
Emily.
better
Just
ring
the
to it.
first answer's good enough.
Clerk. No,
Sometimes the first
shopkeeper.
answer isn't good enough, though.
Sometimes it's the third answer that's the charm.
If we could maybe start shopping for this.
Shopkeeper,
Great.
I'm asking for the shopkeeper. He hasn't said anything yet.
You see a pot-bellied gnoll come out of the back room, and he's got a fake bald wig on, and he's wearing like a fake brown goatee.
Oh, hello there, good sir.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, wonderful. Now that you're here, we're looking for a thingy-majigger to keep people from looking at a certain someone.
Could you be more specific?
No, that's about it. That's about all I know.
Do you have a ring or a necklace that will protect us from divination magic?
Oh, let me check in the back. Hey, Grayson? Do we have anything that protects against scrying? You hear a Oh, that's right. That's right. We have we do have an amulet of proof against detection and location.
Aye, that'll do.
Does it work?
Of course it works. This is official Wizards doorway merchandise.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
What's the DC on that?
The DC is going to be 16. Wisdom save.
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Oh boy.
Come on, Pooh. Here we go.
Oh, net 20.
Yes.
Got a 3.
19.
Yeah, Pooh. Good. Me and Pooh can lie.
Oh, I never lie.
Me neither. Although sometimes I admit the truth to make sure people feel better. I didn't have to say that, I just felt like I should. I'm gonna peruse for weapons, just to see if they have anything
and
sparkly.
I will know whether or not they have failed.
Oh no, they definitely have not.
They passed.
No, they have failed.
They
I'm
failed.
sorry,
Oh,
I thought
okay. Will this amulet work as you say?
As far as I know,
Where did you get the amulet?
How much do you know?
from a guy off the street, he looked kind of like he had horns,
Oh,
black fur.
Oh, yes. Like leather? Was it
Yeah,
leather?
he was kind of rude.
Oh,
I am
yes, we
gripping
know
my
him.
glaive very tightly.
Did he get you anything else in the store?
I mean, he gives us the majority of what we have in the store.
Oh, you hear that, Imran?
We just assume he's an enchanter.
He is not.
Well, he is very enchanting.
It's very something.
What's your return policy like?
10 days or 10 feet, whatever happens first.
10 feet?
Stumblefoot, do you happen to have divination magic of some kind, you said?
There's a wee bit I can do,
Well, then once we get it, we can test it before we walk 10 feet. And then I will look at the shopkeeper.
He just shrugs.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
A lot of stuff in the store lights up, including this amulet.
What kind of magic is radiating off of it?
It's the stuff that would make you think, yes, this is a real object.
Okay, so seems legit. How much you wanting for it?
I think I could probably part with it for 3,500 gold.
That seems unreasonable.
3,500. Yes, that sounds like a good price, right? We have that much. We don't.
I have some gold, but I do not have that much.
Let me just double check on the price. He kind.
Yes.
I'll be right back. He pulls out a ascending stone.
I just casually hold my glaive.
He walks around at like another shelf or something to get some privacy, and he starts talking into it.
I try to listen.
Look, bears have very good ears. I can tell you what he says. He's saying...
Whoever's trying to listen, roll a perception check, please.
17.
8. That's an 8.
Oh, I
Who
got
hears everything?
I got a 9.
All right. Stumblefoot, are you trying to eavesdrop too?
I was, but I rolled as bad as I could. So, yeah, that would be a 5 total.
All right.
Wilder knows what's going on.
Yeah. Felix, as you kind of step over near to where he was at, you hear him on the phone saying, hello, Sage's Portal? Yeah, do you have any amulets of proof against detection and location in stock? Oh, you do? How much do you charge for those? All right. Okay, yeah, that's great. I might come down and take a look at that. I'm going to check some other places out first. And he shoves the stone back into his pocket, and he comes back and he goes, well, I went ahead and I checked, and we can offer it for as low as 1,500 today as a sale price.
Perhaps you could show us your what is that? What is that called? Like your Better Business license, and we could just test that first before we make a sale.
A what now?
You know, the proof that this shop is legitimate.
Of course it's legitimate. This is 100% official Wizard's Doorway stock.
Would you like to show me the license
There's
of
a
it?
diploma thing. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's in crayon stuff, the same as Dr. Nick's.
Or maybe
Your
just
logo
take a few
looks
extra.
really familiar. Do you perchance copy that from someone else?
No.
Zone of truth. Zone of truth.
I wasn't the one who came up with the logo. Grayson in the back was the one who designed it, so I'm not entirely certain. He brought it to me.
So are you going to show us the documentation, or maybe just take a little extra off the top so we don't have to go through the,
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, we don't have any documentation, so but I mean, you're always welcome to try to find some other place.
So here's my question. How much are you marking it up from Sage's Portal, who you just talked to?
I'm not sure I like your attitude.
I mean, I really just don't believe you, but...
I think it's time for you guys to leave. I'm not going to stand here and have you guys sully the name of this establishment with your accusations.
I believe
Okay.
you just admitted that it wasn't legitimate, so we're offering to not sully the name and to give you a sale right
we
now.
get better service over at Sage's Portal anyway.
Who's going to try to take something while he's just going to kind of meander and grab something from behind a shelf and...
Roll a sleight of hand for me, please, Pooh.
Is this man doing anything?
He is stammering and trying to get you out of his store at this point.
I will intimidate this man into a sale if I have to. I'll fight it.
that's an 8.
He looks at you and goes, "Sir, you're going to have to pay for that or put it back."
Oh, this thing? Yes, I want this.
I put it down on the counter.
I'll take 2.
Okay, if you say so. That we don't have 2. So,
I'll take 1. What is it?
he's like, that'll be 15 gold, sir.
Yes, a bargain.
I hand him 15 gold.
All right. You are now the proud owner of Arcane Spanish Fly.
Yes, I am. What does this do?
All right. So I'm kind of getting tired of waiting and figuring out what we're going to do
I agree.
here. So
Why don't you guys leave?
Sir, you can give us this at a discount, and we'll go tell everyone to shop at your store, or you cannot make the sale, and we'll go forcibly keep people out of your store until you go broke and you don't have a store anymore. How does that sound?
We'll just sell off of the list of Craigery then. Goodbye. Get out now.
I think we should just burn the place down as we walk out of here.
Well, I don't think that's a good idea. I let's just be on our way.
By the way, you guys do notice that he is wearing a name tag, and his name is Merrick.
I knock over one of his shelves when I leave.
I leave peacefully, but grumpily.
Listen, I wasn't even able to intimidate this man, so I'm grumpy.
I got a bargain on this bug. No, I'm a bugbear with a bug.
So, Pooh, you're looking at this lotion. You're looking at this potion, And it's kind of yellow in nature. It has individual suspension pockets of some other more denser goo that are floating around in it. And there is like a solitary fly that's floating around in it as well. What this does is you drink it and you just have advantage on charisma rolls to those around you for 1d4 hours.
Yes, sir.
I tuck it away.
So you guys got kicked out of the knockoff establishment.
Well, that was very successful.
No, not really.
We now know where not to shop. Though we do know where Bastille sells all his stuff. So, that's a plus, I guess. Right, Imran?
Sure. Yes. It's something, indeed.
So he is actually rather reputable. He has a small business that he's a part of.
Yes.
Here I am, always thinking that he's not as... But he's really not that bad of a guy. You know, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Me too.
I still think that this is... I know you don't like it, Emrine, but I really think we need to work that loophole angle here.
Which loophole angle? I'm sorry, I was still thinking about Bastille being reputable and the fact that that shop went very well. Because everyone talked.
Yeah. Bastille
Which
Bastille
part?
and reputable seems a wee bit like an oxymoron. I'm talking about... I don't think that we should try and deceive the Thieves Guild. I think we should let them out of the contract legitimately.
If you recall, I did say we could, in a very safe, controlled environment, do this plan, and I don't really appreciate it or like it, but it is much better than the previously stated plan of taking him to the Thieves Guild and letting him die there.
Okay, well, then where do you propose that we do it?
Probably anywhere but the castle or the Thieves Guild would be much better.
I think the castle
but-
is right out. That's a bad idea.
And we could go slightly outside of town and be removed from people.
What about this place?
I point at the shop we just came from.
I would also like to shed blood in that shop.
I think the Thieves Guild would be good because then we could get them in
No.
on it and then they could
No.
perpetuate the idea that I am no longer
We-
amongst the living.
You see, but we can't guarantee that they will agree with that plan, or that they'll be okay with you coming back.
That's the whole reason why we're doing it, is because then they'll want to support us, because if they can reinstate me as royalty, then they'll have an in with...
They can do that
royalty.
just as well if you're not dying in their guild hall.
But if they're not in on it, then they might feel compelled to actually fulfill the contract in its fullest.
The contract will be fulfilled, I think we said, as long as you had died. Money will be paid and it should be good.
Well, what do you think of this? You know the people at the guild hall a little better than we do. What is your opinion on the matter?
Honestly, I don't think they care, just as long as they get the money. That's kind of the thing. So, Stumblefoot, what would work best for you? What would you be more comfortable in situation-wise to do your side of things? Orbog's going to be uncomfortable regardless.
Orbog is going to be uncomfortable regardless.
I will be too.
But as long as I'm there, I've got everything that I need to bring him back within a minute, and then I can heal him.
I think my reputation's good enough with the guild that I don't think we have to try and trick them. But I'm going to have to go in first to kind of set the situation up.
Could we not then just have you go in and explain it? Either way, they'd be in on it, but if things go sideways, that minute becomes a very long minute if we also have to fight people.
I mean, if you're going to make somebody complicit in a scheme, it's always best for it to be willfully complicit, because then that way if
Yes,
things...
which is why he would explain it and ask them.
Okay, so let's
Do it.
do that then. How far is the Thieves Guild from where we are?
Well, you guys are just outside of Lenny's, so it's not very far at all.
Okay. You guys want to maybe sit at Lenny's, and then I could run over there, have a conversation? Does anybody want to go with me?
I'll go.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
I'll be quiet. Won't say a word. I'm still in the zone of truth. so-
Perhaps it would be helpful if someone that could cast message went and let us know.
I can yell really loud.
Or that.
I've already sent a couple messages today, so
You're just a much better politician than Pooh or even myself. You have my reputation and your good ability to talk to people.
I'll go with you then.
You would be my preference. Sorry, Pooh.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go, just you've got to be quiet.
I'll be quiet. And here, if you need to do the talking, I have a little something now.
Who
I wiggle my
I
bottle
feel
around.
like maybe it'd be better if you stayed with Imran and Bastite. Just so there's as many bodies here keeping him safe as possible.
Right, yes, protection. Got to keep an eye on.
Hey,
things
you're
around
good in
here.
a fight.
Okay. All right.
That's true.
I'll do it. And here,
Okay.
good luck. Handshakes all around. Handshakes. And,
I slip the potion into one of your pockets.
I will shake Pooh's hand.
I slip the potion into Stumblefoot's pocket and give it a little pat.
Were you being sneaky
For
about it?
safekeeping.
And did you want him to know that you did it?
I give it a little pat afterwards.
Thanks, I
All
think.
right.
just in case.
I'll keep it in mind.
All right. Let's go talk to some thieves.
All right, so you guys get to the Thieves Guild, and as you walk in, there's a small group in there that are all circled around something in the community room.
Stumblefoot, if you want to maybe just grab a seat, and I'll introduce you here in a second.
Sure. I'll go sit on one side of the room.
I'm gonna walk up to the crowd who's looking at things.
The crowd is circled around you see a young halfling male in the middle of this circle, and he's got the back of his shirt pulled down. You can see his exposed back, as there is another one of the Thieves Guild who it looks like he's giving him a tattoo, but you don't see any ink being left behind.
Would this be something that I, as Felix, would recognize?
Yeah, somebody is getting initiated into the guild.
Ah, okay. Are Calvin or George? Is that who they are?
George is the one who's actually doing the tattoo. Calvin is within the group, yes.
Sorry, not to interrupt. Calvin, could I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, just a second. We're almost done with the inauguration.
Wait, does this Thief Guild give people tramp stamps? Is that what's going on?
No, it's on their upper back between
Oh,
the shoulder blades.
Got it. Okay.
Who is this?
Is this kid that I met a few days back. I recruited him for the guild because he's small and lithe and he can get around quickly. And plus, we kind of need a new assassin. So we're going to train him up in the assassination arts.
I haven't seen him before. I mean, maybe I missed something. Sorry. Been kind of busy.
You didn't take a very good look at the kid. You only kind of saw his back as he was getting tattooed. If you want to see if you recognize him, make an investigation check.
That's a 16.
You do recognize this kid. His
I?
name is Arlen Sugarbaker.
Alien's gonna be so mad.
Ah, you know what? I do know this kid. Very, very interesting. Alien's gonna be upset. All right. Amazing. When you're done here, could you come over? I brought a friend with me. We have some important things to discuss. Maybe George would want to come over as well.
You hear George say, Arlen Sugarbaker, you have vowed yourself to this Thieves Guild and under the precept of blood in, blood out. For your final oath, do you accept these terms and swear yourself to this guild?" And you hear him say, "I do." And he goes, "Then let us all bear the mark of brotherhood together." And everybody slinks their shirt down behind them. Do you follow suit?
Yep.
And then George fires off some fairy fire off of his hands, and as it's sprinkling down below, sprinkling down around you, you guys see these intricate actually not you guys, Stumblefoot, you see these intricate tattoos that are between the shoulder blades of every member, and each tattoo is individual to each member.
What does Wilder's look like?
You see it and it's really cool, but you can't quite make out what it specifically is at the given moment. But when you look at Arlen's, it's the crest of Waterdeep.
Okay.
So after the ceremony completes and everybody's buttoning their shirt up, Calvin runs off and says something to George, and George and Calvin come up to you, Felix, and they say, "Felix, I was told by Calvin here you needed to talk to me about something."
Yeah, and I point over to Stumblefoot. "I brought a friend with me. I have a proposition about..."
"Oh, do we have another initiate into the guild?"
"I highly doubt it. I need to have a conversation with you about the Orbog situation."
"Okay." He gets a little bit more serious faced. It's like, "Why don't you and your friend join me in my office?"
I signal over to Stumblefoot.
I will get up and follow them.
All right, so you go into the office, and he closes the door behind the two of you. "What can I do for you?"
Since I've come back, there's actually been a lot that's gone on, and during my time in Waterdeep, I actually befriended Orbog Towerfall. How do I want to put this, Stumblefoot?
What exactly are the terms of your contract?
Well, I mean, it's an assassination contract, so death.
So he just has to die? Does he have to stay dead?
Well, what usually happens is we will provide the article of proof, which is Felix here could tell you about, and we provide that to the contractor, and then once they receive that, they do a quick scry to verify that the individual is in fact deceased, and that closes out the contract once it comes back as a deceased individual.
Okay. We would like to help you to get paid, but we would like, after the fact, for Orbog to not stay dead.
I think he could be an asset to the guild.
We have proof that the Spirit Queen is behind the recent political events that have taken place over the last couple days, and we'd like to stop her.
Let me go ahead and stop you right there. As a rule, the Thieves Guild doesn't get involved with political agendas. We're pretty much free agents to whomever pays us, so we have no interest in who is or is not behind any particular. Now, as far as Orbog, we definitely would like to be paid the other half of the escrow that we have on him. If you have means of bypassing getting us paid and, having him still be alive, then by all means, I'm all ears. I'm not opposed to that. But I mean, we are essentially mercenaries. We are for hire, so.
Well, I think what we're saying is that one government would likely be a wee bit more less likely to try to shut you down than another? Having a friend on the throne certainly would help, now wouldn't it?
I would suppose so. You have my attention.
I am a cleric, so I have the means to not only make it appear that Orbog is dead for an extended period of time, but if he were to die, I could bring him back. What we're proposing is that Felix here, as you're knowing him, does the deed and kills Orbog. You get your proof of kill. You take it to your client, who we happen to know is Orbog's father, and then you get paid.
Fair enough. Your means of revival will last that long for the verification?
I can do it.
Well, all right then. I'm not opposed to this idea.
What's generally the timing on their verification? Is it an hour, 2 hours?
We have to get them the proof. We have to get the proof to them, so it'd take us about 20 minutes to get there, and then however long it takes for them to scry.
Okay. We just wanted to make sure that we wouldn't be ruffling any of your feathers. We don't want to make any more enemies than we already have.
To be perfectly honest, King Vault has been a bit of a pain in the backside with this whole Orbog coming back to town business, and quite frankly, we're just eager to be done with the business that we have with him. So
Orbog,
if we can,
probably wouldn't.
If we can,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
If we can screw him out of several thousand gold, I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea.
Honestly, Orbog wasn't interested in coming back to town till he received a letter about his mother's death. From King Vault, of all people.
Well, probably didn't sit well with him with the assumption of he could possibly be dead, as we had left it at.
I'm understanding. Well, as long as we're agreeing, then we'll make sure that you get what's coming to you.
Fair enough. And he puts his hand out to shake on it.
All right. Stumblefoot will shake his hand.
As you shake his hand, you feel a little bit of magic transfer between the two of you.
Okay. I look at him and say, it'll be done within the next 24 hours.
Fair enough.
All right. Thanks, George. You need anything from me before we leave?
No, I don't believe so. You're about to get us paid, so I'm happy as a cysty pig in poop.
Wonderful. All right. Stumblefoot, we should probably get back to the rest of
Hey, how's your daughter doing anyway? I haven't seen her in a long bit.
Oh, she's fine.
Oh,
she's
okay.
safe.
Well, that's safe is always good.
Oh, right. Left her with a friend.
Oh,
so just a lot going on that I didn't think a kid needed to be involved with.
fair enough.
So, thanks for asking, though.
Well, Felix, we're all a family here, and so I feel honored that you felt comfortable enough to come to me with this Orbog situation. I really do. So, if you ever need help with anything, you just let me know.
Absolutely.
Be careful with Arlen. We're traveling with his sister, and she's going to be none too pleased that you just inducted him into your guild.
We did not force him. He came to us.
I'm for knowing that. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying, watch out. You're going to have an angry halfling lass coming at you.
She's a spicy redhead, so be prepared if you see a halfling knocking down the door. I'll try and hold her off.
Well,
If she gets out her harp, duck.
he gets a confused look and goes, I'll keep that in mind.
You have been listening to the Playing Games with Strangers podcast with the voices of John Haryu, Catherine Serwinski, Dave Clements, J.S. Earls, Celeste Mora, Josiah Crandall, Eric Campagno, and Steve MacDonald. The theme music was written and performed by Steve Arthur, used with permission. Find more of his music on Facebook or wherever you purchase music digitally. Please review this podcast wherever you download it from to help other podcasters find our podcast and join our community. And once again, thank you for listening.
A special thanks to our Blade Level patrons, Julie Earls, Aaron Peckham, Amanda Clements, Branson Boykin, and Matthew Cosby. To learn more about how you can support the show, go over to patreon.com/playinggameswithstrangers.